So we're going to be enjoying lung liberating flows. We're going to really work to create space around the rib cage for a deeper, healthier breath, for fresh oxygen, and with that comes the fresh oxygenated blood. So we'll be using today for expansion into the rib cage through all areas, really. We'll start to invite in a little breath and movement together. So as you breathe in, explore with reaching the arms up. And as you breathe out, bringing the arms down. Working in rhythm with the breath. And by adding in the movement, it can sometimes help us to slow the breath down. Now I invite you to bring your hands onto your rib cage. And just notice, first of all, where the breath goes in the body. So some people breathe into the abdomen, some people breathe into the chest, some people breathe through the nose, some people breathe through the mouth. So notice what you've got going on without feeling the need to change anything. And now can you draw in through the center? So drawing the navel towards the spine, holding that there as you breathe in. Can you notice how the rib cage starts to expand out to the sides? So our rib cage is much more pliable than we think it is. It moves forwards to the sides and back. And the intercostal muscles between the ribs get quite tight and stuck, which can reduce the lung capacity. So we're going to try and work to expand these muscles today. So keep drawing in through the center. And as you breathe into the rib cage, you may notice that it expands out to the side. And then keep breathing in, bringing the breath all the way up the front of the chest to the collarbones, really expanding the lungs here. And as you breathe out, notice it all soften. And now this time, drawing in through the center to breathe in, we're going to then keep that drawing in through the center as we breathe out. So this will help to really activate the deep core muscle, the transverse abdominis, which supports the back. So breathing in, expand the rib cage, the chest, all the way up to the collarbones, and keep drawing in through the center as you breathe out. Okay, now we're going to come into a child's pose, into Balasana, to feel the breath into the back of the body. Sitting back onto the heels. Settle down into child's pose. And first of all, notice where the breath goes. So if you're feeling discomfort in this pose, it's going to restrict your breathing already. So try and make the pose as comfortable as you can. Maybe separate the knees. You could place a pillow under your head or at the backs of the knees, or a blanket under the feet, whatever makes you feel more supported. And now bringing your awareness to the back of the heart space as you breathe in. Can you bring the breath all the way from the base of the spine, all the way up to the back of the heart? The back of the lungs is a really underutilized space of the lungs. We tend to, throughout the day, we're not focusing on our breath, and we take these short, shallow breaths, often in the chest.
So we really don't use the full capacity of the lungs and bring the air into the back of the body. So as we're laying across the legs here, the front body is a little more compressed, which allows for the breath to go into the back of the lungs and expand the back of the rib cage.
And now I invite you to come onto your hands and knees. And we'll move through a few rounds of cat and cow, connecting again with our breath. So as you inhale, relaxing through the front body, reach the heart forwards. As you breathe out, draw in through the center, draw the navel towards the spine, start to round the back and taking your awareness to the back of the heart space. The breathing in to soften and release. Breathing out, send the breath all the way up the back of the body from the bottom to the top. Taking one more round, drawing in through the navel. Now keeping the back rounded for a moment. Continue to breathe into the back body all the way up to the back of the heart space. And then see if there's any intuitive movement that comes into you while you're here. So does your body want to move from side to side? Does it want to kind of make some circles with the hips? And in my body, it kind of, I get this calling to do this kind of leaning towards the right side with my back rounded. And it relieves a real spot of tension that I hold in the bottom part of my the right side of my back. So it's an intuitive movement. It feels really good. I don't get the same sensation if I lean my hips to the left. So I'm just going to hold towards the right and enjoy that sensation. So it's not to say it's going to be the same in your body, but just to try and explain what you're feeling, what you're getting into your body for, to make it feel good. Okay, I invite you now to come back to a seated position when you're ready. And we'll take a moment to notice the breath. Notice how you're feeling. Okay, maybe there's not been much of a change so far, but you might notice already that there's a difference in the breath, maybe the quality of the breath, maybe the feeling around the rib cage. Just see what you feel. And we're going to start with exploring the sensation of lifting the right arm up and starting to lean to the left side, just a subtle lean. So rather than thinking of compressing through the left side of the body, we're going to take the left hand to the ground and press it down. So we're lifting out of the left side of the body and expanding through the right side. Can you press your rib cage a little bit more towards the right? And invite the breath in all the way up to the rib cage. Feel the right side of the ribs expand. And come back to the center. We'll interlace the fingers together and press the palms all the way up towards the ceiling. Now draw in through the abdomen and breathe all the way up into the rib cage and into the front of the chest, all the way up to the collarbones. As you breathe out, press the palms forwards. Keep drawing in through the center, around the spine. Stay in here. Draw the breath in up the back body, all the way to the back of the heart. Breathe out and start to reach the arms back up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, draw in through the center, expand through the rib cage up to the collarbones. And breathe out. We'll slowly release the hands all the way down behind the back. And interlace the fingers together. And softly roll the shoulders up and back. And then start to pin the shoulder blades towards one another, expanding through the front body. Rocking gently towards the front of the sit bones. We draw in through the center, breathing all the way up to the collarbones. As you breathe out, soften and release. Slowly release the hands, taking them out to the side to shoulder level. And slowly, slowly reach the arms forward. Start to draw in through the center and round the spine. Feel the shoulder blades start to move apart from one another. And take the right arm on top of the left, wrapping the arms around the back like you're giving yourself a hug. And feel if your hands are on your shoulder blades, see if you can encourage the shoulder blades to move even further apart. Noticing that space at the back of the body. Breathe in all the way up the spine from the bottom to the top. And as we breathe out, we're going to soften and start to then sit up a little straighter. Now you can keep the hands around the back. You could come into eagle arms, bringing the backs of the arms towards each other, perhaps crossing at the wrists, or you could just cross at the wrists. And as you breathe in, lifting the elbows up away from the body. As you breathe out, start to draw the elbows in towards the navel, rounding through the spine, pulling the navel towards the back. Big breath into the back of the heart space. And then slowly unravel, reaching the arms out to the side as you lift the chest back up. And bring the hands behind the back, just resting onto the fingertips this time. Drawing the shoulders back towards each other, expand through the front of the body. Draw in the navel towards the spine and breathe all the way in, expand the rib cage, expand the chest all the way up to the collarbones. And breathe out and soften. So take a moment, notice what you're feeling. Can you feel the breath? Listen to the breath. What might the breath be telling you? I invite you to explore with reaching the left arm up and taking a subtle side bend towards the right. So rather than focusing on this compression of the right side, press the hand down into the ground and focus on the expansion of the left side. Can you press the rib cage slightly towards your left side and breathe in, expanding the left side of the ribs. And slowly releasing, taking both arms up, interlace the fingers together and flip the palms up. Take a big breath in up the front of the body. And as you breathe out, draw in through the center, start to round through the spine, press the palms forwards. Stay here, pull the breath all the way up from the bottom to the top, expand in the back of the rib cage. And breathe in, reach the palms back up towards the ceiling. Sorry, breathe out. And then breathe in, draw in through the center, expand the ribs all the way up to the collarbones. Slowly release the arms all the way down and behind the back. As you interlace the fingers behind the back, swap the grip. So the opposite little finger is on top. Softly roll the shoulders up and back. Start to pin the shoulders towards one another. Perhaps you could move the hands a little bit further away from the back if that feels comfortable. Draw in through the navel and expand the breath all the way up the rib cage to the collarbones. And slowly releasing, opening the arms out to the side. Start to reach the arms forwards, draw in through the navel, round the spine. Reach the left arm on top of the right and wrap the arms around the body. Now, when was the last time that you gave yourself a hug? Really feel the warmth of this hug. And if the hands are on the shoulder blades, see if you can encourage a little more separation between the shoulders. This is called protraction of the scapula, protraction, when the shoulder blades are moving apart from one another. And take a breath in. As you breathe out, draw in through the center, rounding the spine, bringing the elbows towards the navel. Can you breathe in from the bottom to the top, expanding the back of the rib cage? And as you breathe out, slowly start to come back up to a straight spine. And you could keep the hands on the shoulders. You could bring the backs of the arms towards one another, perhaps cross at the wrists or just cross at the wrists. Take a breath in, drawing the breath up towards the collarbones. As you breathe out, draw in through the navel, bringing the elbows down towards the belly button. Take a breath in up the back body to the back of the heart space. As you breathe out, sitting up straight, lengthening the spine, open the arms out to shoulder level. And gently move the arms behind you, coming to rest onto your fingertips. Drawing the shoulders back towards one another. So this is the opposite of protraction. This is retraction, squeezing the shoulder blades towards one another. Then draw in through the center and pull the breath all the way up into the rib cage, up into the chest, to the collarbones. And slowly release. Take a moment to notice how you're feeling. Notice where you're feeling the most sensation. Notice how you're feeling with your breath. Has anything changed? Maybe the pace or the rhythm of the breath, maybe the quality of the breath. May we invite peace into our bodies. May we speak words that heal and create peace. May we bring peace to our minds. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you for joining me for this practice. I hope that you can feel the effects of the breath and that this could be something that you can take with you off the mat. Enjoy the rest of your day.